What is up, sports fans? We're back for another episode of The Fan and the End. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rychel. And my partner in crime, as per usual, Mr. Ben Troupe. Ben, how are we feeling this morning, my friend?
Man, feeling good. Looking forward to the show. I mean, so many things to talk about, man. Let's get it. Let's do it.
Yeah, there is a plenty to talk about. I mean, listen, if you're an Eagles fan right now, you gotta be having the phrase shit eating grin right now, because Washington Commanders ain't paying Terry McLaurin. He ain't at at minicamp right now. And what's going on down there in Dallas? Just it's, I guess you could just say it's par for the course at this point in time, because Jerry is doing Jerry things, and I'm all for it. I'm definitely not upset about it, and you kind of felt it was coming, because I'd seen some stuff a few weeks ago, and we talked about it on here about Jerry Jones as an owner compared to Jerry Jones as a GM, and I think the phrase that he was saying is nobody can bleep and do what he does. I'm pretty sure somebody can at this point in time. I pulled some clips from TikTok from yesterday from Jerry's side of things, and then also Micah Parsons' side of things. So just give us a minute here. We're going to show you a few clips here, and then me and Ben are kind of dissect this bird, so to speak.
Just because we signed him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
Have you been discouraged by the fact that it's taken this long?
Honestly, yeah. When you go around the league and you see these other teams taking care of their best guys, I see TJ got taken care of. Max got taken care of. Miles got taken care of. And he got 2 years left on his deal. So it's hard to, you see a lot of people around the league getting taken care of. You just, wish you had something like, that same type of energy, If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I go about my business. I understand the nature of the business. Like I said, as long as I'm here and under contract, I'm going to do what I have to do to perform at the highest level. But if this is then, this is then. There's same way that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and other Jerry Jones take care of their family, same way I need to take care of my family. I got my own 3 kids of my own, so we all need to take care of our own family at the end of the day.
Trayvon, what's it mean that?
Man, first off, Jerry gets the wrong games missed. I don't know if he was trying to add some stuff with what was going on with that. If he was thinking about Dak game missed, but I'm pretty sure Dak missed more than 6 games last year. But man, if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you're scratching your head. And me and you've talked about this. We watched all these pass rushers get paid this offseason. Micah ain't wrong. And, I know Jerry does things in his own way. A lot of times we see a lot of these big contracts go in the middle of the season, the beginning of the season, things of that nature. But, man, you got to have it where you're not going in the media basically bashing your star player the first day of minicamp. It's not a good look. Ben, but what are your thoughts on this?
First and foremost, I think Jerry Jones was talking about he was talking about Micah missing 6 games and he missed 4, and he was saying that when we made Dak Prescott the highest paid player, he's missed 2/3 of the game since we made him that. But then when you start talking about a guy like Micah Parsons, listen, Micah Parsons ain't wrong. Let me start off. Micah Parsons is not wrong for anything he's saying. First, he starts off trying to be politically correct, saying, "Look, I'm contractually obligated to be here."
Oh, you're frozen there, Ben.
There we go. I'm back. There we go.
There you go. You're back. You're back, brother.
Exactly. And listen, Jerry Jones trying to he's trying to mess up my Wi-Fi these days. But we back, Jerry. No, I would say two things. One, Jerry Jones has not adapted to today's athlete. Jerry Jones is respected because of his position and what the Dallas Cowboys has done in the 90s. How many of these players wasn't even born or just coming out the womb in the 90s? Then Michael comes and says, look, man, Max got taken care of. TJ got taken care of. Miles got taken care of. I think Myles Garrett turns 30 this year. I think TJ Watt is already 30, gonna be 31. And I think this is Max Crosby's third deal. This is Micah Parsons' second deal. Let me help people understand what Micah Parsons has done, though. Micah Parsons originally got drafted as an off-the-ball linebacker out of Penn State. Guys got hurt. They moved him to the D-line defensive end, and since then he's been a first-team All-Pro twice, I think a second-team All-Pro. So he's super-duper productive. But I don't understand, Jared. Do I think the deal is going to get done? Yes. But here's the thing that Micah Parsons just let Jerry Jones know. You still got me under contract. I'm still under my rookie deal. Yes, you potentially got me for the next potentially 3 years because you can franchise tag me twice and franchise tag me again. But what he's also telling Jerry is, I ain't scared of you. I respect you, but we don't do the same thing. I like how he said, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, he's taking care of his family. I got 3 kids of my own that I need to take care of. And let me help the fans understand this. People always say these millionaires just make look. We all look to take care of our family in different ways. He is one of the best players in the world on the biggest brand in the world, and he wants what he's earned. He's not begging for something he hasn't earned. Jerry Jones could have did this deal in 2024, the summer of 2024. Didn't do it. Let me tell you, if you were Micah, though, I would tell Micah, if I'm talking to Micah, boy, you happy that you waited. Because now you got something to compare it to. First it was Miles. Then it was Max. Now it's TJ. Well, sir, you're going to break the bank. Your contract going to be looking similar to Dak's when it's all said and done, and that's Jerry Jones' fault. Because any money that Michael Parsons was willing to take less for, oh no, that's not the win. I'm not taking nothing less now. I'm not doing no team discount. I ain't doing none of that. And Steven, even something you told me before we came on about Trayvon Diggs, man. It's something real crazy going on right now in Dallas that I don't get. And the one that's always at the forefront is Jerry Jones. He's the only owner that does interviews like he's a player or a coach. He's the only owner that has to do pre-game press conferences, post-game press conferences. Look, he owns the Dallas Cowboys, so you're going to do whatever you want to do. But Steven's loving this for this reason. It's the Cowboys. I want nothing. I kept telling y'all, Dallas is going to be a circus every single year. Usually it's Jerry Jones or it'd be a quarterback situation. Brian Schottenheimer being the head coach, nobody had him on his head coaching hiring list but Dallas. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer, like, I'm the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? Okay. You know, it's sad because Michael Parsons is doing something that you do not do. You can't negotiate publicly. You can't negotiate in the media because no matter what, Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is an elderly billionaire who people going to think he's right because of his position. Michael Parsons is the best player for the Dallas Cowboys. He's one of the best players in the National Football League, regardless of position, and he ain't got his money. I look, when I saw it, I said, Michael, do your talking on your podcast, but you got to be careful, man, because at the end of the day, whatever you say, just like listen, just like getting pulled over by the police, when they tell you, listen, whatever you say can and will be held against you. It will be. But what he got on the side is production. See, I'm not a guy that just coming up on my contract that had an outlier year. No, I've been a beast since I got to the NFL. Yes, I've been injured. And yes, I'm on a defense that couldn't stop the run to save their freaking life. They can't stop the run. But as any offensive tackle in the league, except Lane Johnson, he don't give up anything. Sorry, Penei Sewell, you can't deal with Micah. I'm just telling you, Micah Parsons deserves his money. But I like how he said, if my time is coming to an end with the Dallas Cowboys, So be it. Because you know who's gonna look bad if I do leave Dallas? It's gonna be Jerry. Jerry gonna look crazy as all get out because you have paid players with lesser talent, lesser production, big money, not named Michael Parsons. Now that it's time to pay me, you trying to talk about how many games I missed? Well, I missed 4 games, not 6 games. Who still led the league? Who still led the team with sacks? And if I'm looking at it, if I go through, if I go through Micah's let me see how Michael Parsons is. How old is he? He's 26, but the boy 26 years old.
He in his prime.
And listen, he got drafted in 22 or 21, 22, 23, 24. This is gonna be his 5th year. In 5 years, he was defensive rookie of the year in 2021. He was the first team All-Pro in 2021, first team All-Pro in 2022, second team All-Pro in 2023. He's been a Pro Bowler all 4 years. So even with me missing last year, I still was a Pro Bowler. Pay me my money and do it ASAP. Because every day you wait, the number goes up. So you should be. So what? Listen, back in the day, back in the day when 50 Cent, the rapper, first came out, Jay-Z was doing a concert. And Jay-Z said, I'm all about $1. Who the F is 50 Cent? You know how famous you made 50 Cent by mentioning his name? Max, TJ, and Miles, you should get their addresses and send them a gift. Because Micah, because of them, now you know what the market looks like, sir. Now, and listen, and why is that important? Why is that important? Or when I talk about Max Crosby over Myles Garrett, because as great as Max Crosby's been, and he is a hell raiser, right? Remember I mentioned Michael Parsons has been a 2-time first-team All-Pro. Max Crosby has never been a first-team All-Pro. He's been a 2-time second-team All-Pro. So now I've been a 2-time first-team All-Pro. And are they the same age? I want to say Max Crosby got you. Yes, Max Crosby he'll be 28. Max Crosby been in the league 2 years longer than Micah. And Max Crosby right now, for his career has 59.5 sacks. Right? For his career. Michael Parsons has 52.5. And he's 2 years behind him. I'm telling you, Jerry, you just messed up. You a billionaire. You a billionaire. It ain't even gonna hurt you, man. Pay the man his money, but if you are an Eagles fan, you want nothing. Listen, this is before George Pickens started getting mad at Dak, or CD started getting mad at Dak, or they get mad at Brian Schottenheimer. There's a lot of things gonna be coming out of Dallas. But for the first day, we got the owner talking trash about your quarterback and your best player, and your best player talking trash back to him, basically saying the only reason why Stephen Jones got a job is because he's Jerry Jones' son. He ain't allowed. I could do what Stephen Jones do. I could be in the picture. I don't get to make no decisions. Stephen Jones makes about as much decisions as a child at a daycare. They don't do nothing. He's just there. He making money. And I wonder if he got a raise. He's like, what you want? You want more money? You ain't doing it. So, Micah, keep talking. I'm saying keep talking because it's good for us over here in the content creation podcasting world. Not so good. And guess what? Micah got a podcast. So you know what he's going to be talking about, right? Okay.
Oh, man. Listen, like I said, me as the Eagles fan, I said it. I said it, we were talking about last season. When it comes to this type of stuff, I'm going to just sit there with my marshmallows and on the fire that is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to roast my marshmallows because, listen, if you're an Eagles fan, you want all the technology in the world to go to Jerry Jones to make sure he's here for another couple more centuries. It's just the way things are going, the way how he runs things. He destroyed a dynasty single-handedly. Destroyed a dynasty. I don't care what you said. That as good as that team was on both sides of the ball, they could have won 5, 6, maybe even 7 championships. But they broke it up. They wouldn't want to pay guys. He didn't pay Emmett at the end. Emmett was in an Arizona Cardinals jersey. People don't remember now. Obviously, he was in his twilight, but there was guys that shouldn't have went to other places. Yep. The fact that Jimmy Johnson got out of there and went down to Miami. Now Jimmy Johnson wasn't inept with how the salary cap thing was going to play out, and that cost them because obviously we already had Irvin Fryer on here. He didn't want nothing to do with Jimmy Johnson when he got down there. That's why he came to Philadelphia. So like you're seeing all these dominoes fall. Like it was a weird time at that time, but Jerry Jones was the mastermind of destroying that team in a lot of ways. Troy Aikman didn't get along with Barry Switzer. I mean, there's just so many different things that played into why the Dallas Cowboys only won 3 championships in the 90s. So, we talk about when we talk about one of those dirty C words, right? Culture.
And that's what we're gonna start doing. Listen, the culture. What's the best culture what's the best culture in the NFC? The Eagles. What's the best culture in the NFC East? The Eagles. What? Okay, so if that's a dirty C word, what's another dirty C word? The circus. Where the circus at? It's in Dallas. Okay, so what's another dirty C word? Confused. Who's confused? Yeah, Washington. They're confused right now because that rookie Jaden Daniels. Who do he have continuity with? Who was the number one guy? Scary Terry. Where is he at? At home, right? And you got 4 of them. You got you have culture, you can have confusion, you can have the circus. But what's the fourth one? I would say cares, but I would put who in front of who cares. Who cares? The Giants. No one cares. Right? No one cares because if you got 3 quarterbacks, you don't really got one. You got probably the best D line on paper in the NFL when you start talking about Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? And you got your young, you got your young rookie. But with Abdul Carter. But think about it. If you confused, you Washington. If no one cares, if you the Giants, and you the circus in Dallas, that means you're going to lose to the culture. That will be in Philly. And I'm telling y'all, you can kind of do that with every single division. Who cares? Who cares about this team? What about it? This team is the circus. This team is confused, and this team got the culture. Right now, the circus has always the circus. People go, hey man, is there a circus in town in Dallas every year? Yeah, it's called the Cowboys. They are the circus. That's why they got a big. That's why. Oh, what's the name of their stadium? It's called Jerry's World. Of course, because it's his world, and as long as it remains his world, nothing else is going to thrive there. Nothing. No nuance, no creativity. It is Jerry Jones eating a sausage biscuit, putting salt on it, not jelly, salt. Because won't nobody tell him, man, what the hell you eating, man? I mean, the sausage biscuit with salt on it. Man. I love it. I'm listen, as a person that cannot, in certain teams in life, we have to ban against. And listen, in the MLB, the evil empire, it is the Yankees. That's the evil empire. We band together so they don't win it. In the NFL, it's the Cowboys. It is. They are the evil empire because if they win, all you want. Listen, it's too many fans out there. And in basketball, I mean, I don't know. It might be the Lakers, it might be the Celtics, but it's definitely the Yankees and the Cowboys. So Cowboys, thank you for the material. Because on the first day, Jerry, and you see who's sitting beside him, right? Steven. There goes Steven. You got to be in the picture. Y'all got me? Y'all got me in the frame? Okay, I ain't going to talk. I'm going to sit here. And then there go Micah talking about everything but football. I love it. And this is only day 1. Oh, my God. It's about to get crazy. And who is Hard Knocks going to be featuring this year? That would be the NFC East. It is going to get crazy. I am here for it. I am here for it.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, if you're an Eagles fan, no one's even talking about what's going on in Eagles camp right now.
Because y'all got the coach. Because all y'all do is
here's the funnier thing. Did you see what ESPN did yesterday? They messed up. All right, so all of a sudden there was this. They were sitting there saying they were showing this video clip of Dak throwing passes to Pickens, right? Problem was that was footage from last season.
Wait.
And it wasn't even George Pickens. Yo, ESPN wants them click numbers so bad.
Hold on for a second. Because I saw a video of Brian Schottenheimer walking up the CD and George Pickens. Was he whispering? Was he pulling? What he said? Hey, listen, George, you're gonna see a video I know you just got here. They got a video of you catching a touchdown pass, in training camp. But it's the first day. I know. ESPN doesn't realize that we got a lot of fact checkers out there. We know what is real and what is fabric. This ain't AI. No. You know what I'm saying? This is fabrication. And here's the thing, though. Why? Just wait. Like, is it that serious? I know what it is. It's around that time again. These sports networks, ESPN, FS1, anybody that does sports, especially ESPN, got to talk about Dallas. Okay. But why you got them throwing touchdown passes to George Pickens when it's the ESPN? I want to, number one, whoever put that out was probably told to put that out, and they still gonna get in trouble for it. They're gonna say, you told me to air that. Yeah, but we didn't tell you to air it like that. And listen, and what if George Pickens would have been wearing another number than the person? Oh my God, y'all doing too much. Come on, ESPN, man, we better than that. Now, you know who liked that type of publicity because he don't care good, bad, right, wrong. He did Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones would have went out there and said, yeah, man. Somebody would say, Jerry, man, how you like the touchdown pass that Dak threw to George Pickens yesterday? Oh, man, it was beautiful. Camp started today. So how did he throw it to him yesterday? What? You know what, sir? And just like Steven said, Jerry Jones got access to the best technology in the world. Jerry Jones going to live to be 200 years old. He is. He's going to be the first 200-year-old human being. And in 200 years, or in 150 years, Dallas Cowboys still ain't won. They still ain't won the championship since the 90s. Stop the madness. Stop the nonsense.
Well, speaking of madness and nonsense, I forgot to mention this when we were talking beforehand. We are gonna officially see Shannon Sharpe back real soon because the lawsuit's been settled. His charges were completely thrown out. But the funnier thing about the whole thing is, right? His accuser went on there and she's officially retired from OnlyFans. So you cannot tell me this was not a cash grab. Let's see.
Okay. You know what? Okay. All right. Now. To everybody that thought there was going to be the end of Shannon Sharpe because he took a leave of absence from ESPN, we're still doing, Club Shay Shay and obviously Nightcap. We're still
got Chad Ochocinco on there.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. Let me tell you. Listen, love you, Shannon Sharpe, man. Love what you meant to the game. I wore number 84 because of you. Like I said, I'm a Shannon Sharpe, a country boy. He's not that far from where my daddy is from. Not that far from, we both grew up in the country. We just grew up with his grandparents and grandma and things of that nature. Shannon, you Shannon Sharpe. You got you a young OnlyFans lady. Fine. You do what you want. She's grown. You grown. Met her when she was 20. I ain't getting into the age gap. She's an adult. But you got to know it was for the money, right? Like there are certain. Let's think about this, Steven. There are certain things that not even money can help. Shannon Sharpe, you're more famous now than you ever were as a player, and you're a freaking Hall of Famer. More people know you now. Here's the thing, though. If I have never had access to certain kinds of women, and when I say certain kinds, I'm talking about, young, super duper attractive, beautiful women. And I'm talking about that's any man, that's any color, white, black, Puerto Rican, it don't matter. All of a sudden, the money has made me two things: attractive and sought after. Two things I've probably never been. And it's fine. Shannon, you've been living in LA for a little bit because you was out there, you moved out there when you was doing, first thing first or whatever, or what Undisputed with Skip Bayless. All of a sudden, you obviously in people's DMs.
Joshua was already on it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the giveaway. Him and Cyber Ruski been going at it. They want to win that. They want to win that giveaway. What's going on, Josh, brother?
What's up, Josh? Listen. I am winning the contest. Josh, like, listen, I'm winning the contest. I don't care about nothing. Listen, I'm here for the comment. I'm here for the analytics, the commentating. I'm here for the stories. I'm here for the prizes, baby. Give up the prize. I appreciate that. I'm just happy that Shannon Sharp, everything got settled. And Shannon, I hope you listening, man. Be careful, man. Because here's the thing.
Man, he already had them tell her, stay away from them girls. And come on, man. You already had Kanye warn you. I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Come on. I mean, listen, Steven is dropping gems today. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This is coming from, yes, I was in the limelight. Yes, I went to the University of Florida. I was blessed enough to be drafted in the second round, played for the Titans, played for the Bucks, played for the Raiders. Here's the thing. Unless
next week, let's go.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing, Steven. If you went from a have-not to a have-got, you got to know it's just as much about what you've attained than who you are. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about this. Are the most beautiful women you ever seen famous? No. You just see them more because they are famous. The most beautiful person is the most, I guess, handsome man famous? No. You just become something when you are famous. Shannon, Monique told you this when she was on Club Shay Shay. Get you a woman around your age that really, really don't care that you Shannon Sharp. You just happen to be Shannon Sharp. Because here's the thing, Stephen. Let's just hold on. Are we allowed to call people semi-virgins? What?
What are the rules?
Hey, Josh, you can say whatever. You can say whatever you want. You can say. I will say this though, Steve. I mean, if even with the Shannon Sharp situation, right, dude? Like, just say we was in LA. Just say we doing an event, and Shannon Sharp walks in, and he's with the young lady. We know as soon as we see her, oh yeah, ain't no way. Like, we know he got her. We like, Shannon, come on, man. Like, if dudes her age can't get her, how you think you got her? Dudes her age. Now, listen, Shannon did. Shannon,
he's taking shots at some of the people that used to be on the network. I agree.
I will say this about Shannon Sharp, and I love him, man. I hope to talk to him one day, and I will tell Shannon, look, man, getting older don't mean you got wisdom, man. You got to know what you're looking at, because here's the thing. You know how many dudes that went to the strip club and I saw a young lady doing, you know, in the sex work business, telling her, girl, I can take you away from here. They don't mean that. They them sweet nothings. No, you really did that. She's retired. So now, Shannon, because she got to pay out, guess who's gonna be lurking now? It's other women out there saying, "Oh, I look way better than her."
If I'm Shannon moving forward, if these are the type of people you're gonna surround yourself with, NDA. It's that simple. This what you want, you got to sign this. And it's unfortunate it's going to have to go there, but like, you know, you a target now, brother. You got the largest target on your back, because guess what? You paid out. You paid out.
Listen, settlement means settle. People say, what did the word settlement mean? Settlement means that's not admitting guilt or innocence. That's making it go away. I'm not admitting that I did it or didn't do it.
Oh, I'm sure that the contract of her being paid means that she can never speak on this ever again.
No. I mean, and listen, she probably heard the word NDA the last couple of months 100 times. If you violate.
Josh just keeps going, bro.
Josh is on. So, hey, but listen, Shannon got it all behind him. To everybody that was hoping for his demise, what you gonna say now?
Here's the other thing. What we were just talking about last week. They just cleaned house over at Fox Sports 1.
Yep.
We got all this extra money to play with to sign a big sports personality. $5 says Shannon Sharp's going to be one getting his own new show.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Let me tell you how detrimental. Let me tell you how beneficial and detrimental Shannon Sharp was at FS1. When he was on Undisputed, all the shows benefited. Every show that came behind him benefited. Leading up to his show benefited. You heard from Skip Bayless lately? Me neither. I ain't heard from him. Now, what happened was when you got a personality that big, that dynamic, and that polarizing, you had it, LaShawn McCoy and Joy Taylor. You're talking about Chase Daniels and James Jones. You're talking about Paul Pierce. You know what I'm saying? And Keyshawn Johnson. Gone. I'm talking about gone. Now, there are some rumblings that Joy Taylor going to try to be on the podcast with Paul Pierce because, you know, she can find a way to get money through marketing dollars and, you know, but ESPN is going to have to renegotiate with Shannon to keep him. And you know that with Shannon Sharp, he ain't on the show every day. Like what ESPN does now, which is pretty smart, he does like certain days a week during football season. I think Shannon do basketball and baseball and all that. And hey man, I'm just happy that it all worked out for him. Listen, Nightcap about to be lit. They probably told Shannon too. You can talk about it, but you can't go into specifics because you know it worked out. And Shannon, listen to me, man. It's plenty of women out there that would love, you know, to have you as their partner that don't do sex work and ain't trying to take your money. Problem is, you seem to want them young, real young. Jesus Christ. I mean, you know, and that's your business. You and Leonardo DiCaprio, y'all can have it. I ain't mad at neither one of y'all. I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful, because, you know, what they say, it ain't hard to make new friends when you're making Benjamins. I'm just saying. Everybody want to be
cause space problems. That's all I gotta say.
Listen. You see me and Steven, right? Our lady at the crib. We good. See, our ladies right here at the crib. Now, do they take all our money? Absolutely. But at least we know where it's going. Our money is gone too. My lady is a money magician, which means, well, no, my daddy said my mom is a money magician. I said, why? Because she makes it disappear. It just go poof. It's gone. Oh. Shannon, get you somebody, man, that want to be at the house, that you don't want nobody who outside. Because Shannon, you closer to 60 than 50. That's all I'm saying. I think you're about to be 57. Slow down, brother. So I know you taking them Ghost Sparks or whatever you got, whatever the pills you take.
It's Rose Sparks.
Okay, I'm sorry. Rose Spark. Listen. You need to slow down, because let me tell you something. I ain't never took one of them things.
Gotta take care of that heart health, brother.
I'm just saying, you're gonna make the news. You're gonna make the news for something you don't want to make it for. And then we're gonna have to talk about you. We only talk about you, Shannon, because we respect you, because we love you. We happy that it worked out for you. But listen, stay away from OnlyFans girls. Go find somebody in the supermarket. You love dogs. Go find somebody at the dog show. At the dog park or something, Jesus.
So before we switch gears here, what I was showing Ben is officially Invincible's returning to the fan in the end. Mr. Vince Papale himself will be here next week, 11:30 to 12 noon. We're gonna have him here on the fan in the end. We're gonna catch up with the Invincible one himself, Mr. Vince Papale.
Yeah, and once again, talking about Vince, before the season, hey, I think they got a shot. Won that thing in beautiful fashion. Now Vince like, hey, man, listen, Vince Papale, he loved being an Eagles fan and a former Eagle. And somewhere Emmitt Smith is going crazy because Emmitt Smith had to see how big the rings were for the Eagles. Like, God, you see how big that ring is? I could put all three of my rings together. They ain't that big. Just saying. Love you, Emmett, but yeah, man, it's gonna be fly Eagles fly for a minute, so you might as well get used to that.
And we were just talking about my lady. She's giving me some breaking news, and this ain't good. Dolphins player Byron Matos was transported to the hospital via helicopter after he suffered a medical emergency at training camp.
Byron who?
Matos, Matos.
Byron Matos. Let me see. Byron Matos news. And that stuff come out so fast, man.
Yeah.
I check on it. I'll be checking.
That's not a good thing if you're having a medical emergency. It's hot down there in Florida.
Yeah, man. You got to take care. Listen, man, you got to take care of yourself, man. And listen, I know it's the start of training camp. I know it's officially the start of the NFL season, and we looking forward to it. Whether no matter who you're rooting for, we love the NFL first. We love our teams second, and obviously we can root for certain players on certain teams, just not the team as a whole. Fellas, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You do not need permission. And listen, let me say this is the official start, the football period from NFL, college, high school, middle school. I'd rather get a cramp from drinking too much than my body lock up because I'm not hydrated. There is nothing worse than a Charlie horse. A full body cramp, if you've never seen it, it is ugly, people. You do your whole body lock it up. You whatever position you in, you can't move. I've been
last year, so he's That's probably why we're not super familiar with him, but hope it's hope it's nothing serious. He just needs some IV fluids, and he should be back with the team shortly. Hopefully, we're not having what we were just talking about, taking care of your heart, fellas. So
yeah, man, got to.
Do have to have one more. Not one more ridiculous thing, but did you see Trump and his nonsense this week? So we were talking about new stadiums, right?
Oh God!
So now he comes out. He makes a stupid statement, right? That he's going to restrict the possibility of Washington getting a new stadium at the RFK site because he doesn't want to see the ridiculous Commander's name that the Washington Redskins wants to be back, and is also kind of alluding to that he would like to see the Cleveland Indians return as well and not have the Guardians anymore. When this whole thing started and we were taking these names away, didn't he put out a tweet that the presidents of the United States shouldn't worry about professional teams changing their names, that there's bigger things to worry about?
Of course he said that, right? Because he wasn't in office then, so it makes him look like, hey, let's talk about the current administration, because if I was there, I could make things happen in a day. I could make things happen snapping my fingers. But let me tell you once again, this goes back to Donald Trump doesn't like when he loses elections, and he doesn't like it when he's not allowed to own an NFL franchise. I think it was the Patriots or the Bills or one of those teams that he wanted, and the NFL told him no. We talking about the deal maker.
They're like, no, we don't want that circus. We don't want that circus.
Here it is. First they told him no, and then he sent a response, and they sent back a response. Hell no, not you. And look, do you understand how huge of a bullet the NFL dodged in telling that man no? Yeah. Could you only imagine what those players would have to endure if the current president was also the owner? That would be like Jerry Jones.
The only time we had that was Bush, and he was only a part of the ownership group that was a part of the Texas Rangers, and he was almost never there. Things of that nature. Like, listen, do I agree that the Commander should and the Guardians should have never changed their name? Absolutely, especially the Commanders, because they were the Redskins and there was lineage there. There was a lot of people that were upset about that. But listen, you're not the owner. You're not. The only thing he should be worried about as far as that stadium being built is making sure that the taxpayers aren't paying for it. That's about the only thing I think, to make sure it's a good deal. That is about it. Leave the naming stuff to the people who are actually involved with the team.
Listen. Listen, this is a sports show, so we won't get too political at all. But we know what this is really about, Donald. We know what you really doing. We're not gonna get into what you trying to get our eyes away from. We understand. Listen, this
all I'm gonna say is release the list and stop.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Listen. Listen. Me and my partner BJ, we probably finna start a show called The List. I mean, we can put your list on there. We don't know who owns it. We don't know who owns it. We can speculate. Listen, I don't know everybody who's on it. I know one name probably all over that bad boy. But you are the current president. Listen, wait a minute. You were the same president that was coming to Colin Kaepernick when he was doing something, right? When he was trying to stand up for police brutality and different stuff. You told him he needs to stay out of stuff. Well, you might want to take your own advice, man. Look, you're not going to influence just because the White House is in DC. doesn't mean you have jurisdiction over the team there. Stop it. Move on. You got plenty of things.
Get out of our sports. We have to deal with you enough in the news cycle with other nonsense that we shouldn't have to really deal with. All I'm saying is, like I said, release the list. It's one of your promises that you made to the American people when you went in office. If your name's on it, guess what? Your name's on it. I don't want to hear all this nonsense. You have too many people who are involved with that deserve justice, and you said drain the swamp. Well, I will drain the pedophiles. They need to be out of it.
Anyway, exactly.
Anyways, and speaking of nonsense and ridiculousness, we were talking about the NFL PA executive.
Oh my
director.
God!
He officially resigned. Why did he resign? You ask? Because this knucklehead was out there going to strip clubs on the NFL PA's dime, doing all this other stuff outside of what Ben was sitting there saying. He don't care about the players. He wasn't for the players. He never did anything for the players. And then it comes out that not only that, there was so many different things that went into this. That how got hired. They covered up his background check, that they had knowledge of his financial arrangements with the Carlisle Group, the arbitration decisions. Obviously, we were already talking about the collusion thing that was going on with the NFL and the PA to not be giving players guaranteed contracts and things like that nature, but. Listen, and then this last one here, kept arbitration decisions from his members found blatantly violated the CBA. This guy was basically what we're telling you, and what has come out is basically this guy was corrupt from top to bottom. And the fact that he became the NFLPA executive director is disgusting. And I guess the thing we're looking forward to now is seeing who's going to be the interim, executive director until there's an official vote at the end of the season. But as Ben was sitting there saying, get somebody involved that actually cares, that has been a player, that knows the ins and outs, that has the financial knowledge and the wording to know how to protect the players, how to keep the players' best interest that comes first. Don't let like one of these people like Schottenheimer having yes men to just answer to the owners, or in this case would be Roger Goodell, things like that. You have to have somebody in that position that is player first. It has to be player first.
Yes, this stinks in so many ways. Number one, this all to me. Lord Howe was a person, like you mentioned. He had a very, very troubled past. He probably shouldn't even made it through the interview process. Had a troubled background. Had conflicts of interest, being a consultant. For a firm that had an ownership interest. J.C. Treader, I mean, he's gonna come out and say, "Hey, man, I really had nothing to do with this like that. I'm resigning because look, the NFLPA is weak because we as current players and former players, mostly current, have allowed this to happen. If you can't have certain outside influences trying to infiltrate what is so important when you talk about the current, former, and future players. Demarius Smith moved over, then Lord Howe came in. And I'm like, I don't get why people get so enamored or they so like impressed by what you've done in a previous field. What that got to do with this? Oh man, I used to be on Wall Street. Don't care. Man, my company was able to. We talking about the players. Hey man, yeah. What's a 3-4 defense? What? What's a 4-3 defense? What? What's cover 2 cloud? I don't know. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about 53 players plus practice squad players. You need to take care of. I'm not going to know. I need a former player who's a bulldog. I'm going to these negotiations. Hey man, we got because the future of the game is predicated on the current players in the game, the former players who done all we can do, and the future players who gonna come in, they got to know why are we allowing, number one, strip clubs and the work, like just crazy stuff. Almost like, look, man, I don't really care about the position that I'm in. I don't even know. JC, how you gonna even let this man, as soon as you got to know this stuff is gonna come out. You notice this, Stephen, people get hired, nothing's really said. They only talk about their credentials, what they've done, how they got here, why they're here. But you notice when they get fired, all that stuff that was supposed to be talked about in the beginning, now it's getting talked about. Hey man, he had a troubled background. Well, here's the thought, right? Here's the thought.
You hired him.
It's like a head coach. Why they hire you will be the same reason why they fire you. But at least we can see it. With Mr. Howe, it's like, wait a minute. He come in with baggage. JC pushing it through. I thought we were supposed to hire people on, what's that M word? Merit. No, we're not doing that. We like certain people, and we're going to justify for those people, regardless of who he or she is. It happens in corporate America. It's happening in, when you talk about pro sports, but it shouldn't be happening for the NFLPA. The NFLPA is one of the weakest PAs because of stuff like this. Because, yeah, man, he was summa cum laude. I don't care. This is the NFL Players Association. We have to make sure that we got somebody that's on behalf, speaking on behalf of, fighting on behalf of, standing up on behalf of the players. And if that's not happening, why do they even they shouldn't even get a consideration. When I'm looking at a resume, I'm not seeing anything athletically on here. Yeah, man, I played in Pop Warner. Nope, can't do it. Nope. I mean, think about this. I mean, hey, why do you, listen, we're going to hire, we're going to try to hire Brian Westbrook in the Eagles front office. Well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Former Eagle, Brian Westbrook? Yeah, that makes sense. Why? Because he has affiliations with the team. He became known from the team. And I think it's only a good fit. We're taking a person that ain't never had any affiliation with sports. We're taking a person that don't understand the plight of the players, that don't care about the well-being both of those players. And when it all hits the fan, not only did he resign from the NFLPA, he resigned from the freaking consulting firm he was with. And JC, let me tell you something, JC. I'm not going to call you a coward. I'm going to call your actions cowardly. You knew that you were going to have to answer for this. So you left and going to say, I left because me and my family don't deserve this. I don't think nobody should ever come in nobody's family. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of threatening nobody's family members, death threat, none of that dumb stuff. But come on, JC, this is how it is. And when you say, well, I left because I wasn't benefiting at all from the PA. No, the PA wasn't benefiting from you. You wasn't doing anything, but making sure you bring people in that has no interest in helping the players. This makes us. They were talking about these calls that they be having. Patrick Mahomes and all them been on it, saying how, dude, we got to get this right. Because let me tell y'all something. Any company that you've worked for, I don't care who it is. Whether you're a school teacher, a fireman, a policeman, a service worker, a nurse, if you don't have protections within your collective bargaining agreements or whatever y'all have, that's going to hurt you. The CBA is coming up. The collective bargaining agreement in the NFL is coming up in 2030, right? It is going to get ugly. I'm saying it right now. It is going to get ugly for stuff like this. The owners expect somebody. People say, well, Ben, why is that important? If Mr. Howell, who also said there was no collusion, and it was, because he signed an NDA saying that he wouldn't talk about the fact that the owners colluded and said they wouldn't give guaranteed contracts, to then have that not discussed for 6 months. It's been going on that long. And then he wanted ownership. You telling me the owners got J.C. Treader some kind of way to make sure that a guy make it through the hiring process who wanted to be an owner, to then have that guy potentially be at the negotiating table to take whatever these owners try to give him? No. So I hope that the current players understand how important it is to put somebody in there, one who has credentials, 2 who has experience, and most importantly, 3 who cares about the well-being of the players. And if they ain't checking all 3 of those boxes with nothing in their background and no conflict of interest, trying to be honest, hey man, give them a shot. Because I don't know how you fumble stuff like this, but JC, sometimes, man, behind the scenes when you get to rub elbows with these billionaires and all these people of influence, you drop the ball, you fumbled the bag, you did. And the most you got to say for yourself is, I resign. I don't want to deal with this anymore. That's cowardly, man. That's taking your ball and going home. That's tucking your tail and running. And that's what you did. And guess what? Just like this going to be Mr. Howell's legacy, that's going to be your legacy too. I'm going to say this again. No one cares about your good. You get judged on how bad your bad is. And your bad was awful. God awful. Good riddance to both of them, man. I guess I wish them the best. I don't know either one of them personally, but I will say Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. I'm talking about the faces of the NFL. Saquon. Y'all better make sure y'all get this right, because y'all future depends on it, because you're going to be a former player longer than you're going to be a current player. And the players that's already former players like me depend on it. And the future players need to know that just like they need a helmet and shoulder pads to be protected on the field, they need somebody speaking on their behalf off the field. Hopefully they get this right, Stephen. But yeah, this was crazy. The most disappointing is not Mr. Howell. We expected him to get gone. JC, really? So because my candidate didn't work out, I'm gonna tuck my tail and run. But you didn't benefit from the PA. And here's the thing: if Mr. Howell don't resign, JC don't resign. I guarantee you something gonna come down the line that JC probably had some. He probably had something to do. He probably had some interest in that consulting company. Maybe him and Mr. Howell was like, maybe they was financial buddies or something, financial partners. I don't know. But the NFL gonna have to get this right. This crazy, too crazy.
It's a bad look. Like I said, I'm intrigued to see who's going to be the interim, because obviously they're not going to have a formal vote until the end of the season. So find somebody player friendly to step in, and then the players will have a whole offseason to find somebody who they really want to have their best interest at heart, because that is the thing that is at the top of this list. Their best interest, not your interest. The NFLPA is in your personal piggy bank to go have fun on the strip and things of that nature. It has to be somebody involved in this league. As you were already sitting there saying, it doesn't matter what you did in this field. It doesn't matter what you did on Wall Street. None of that matters unless you understand what these players are going through, what they're going to continue have to go through, because we're seeing what's going on with Micah and Dallas. He's going to be in a situation, and he's going to need somebody to have his best interest at heart, because it's definitely not his owner. I mean, you don't got very many Jeffrey Lurie's, and that's going to make me skip to something else. I was going to wait to the end. We talked about this last night. The unfortunate passing of Brian Berman. Reason why I was doing this segue is because what did the Philadelphia Eagles do? The minute that it was announced of his passing, they signed him to a 7-year deal to make sure his family was taken care of. You don't have owners that don't do that. You have to make sure these players are taken care of. It is unfortunate what happened with Brian, that he waited so long to let everyone know that he was hurt and he was in need. He was selling off his stuff. He was living out of his car. Then he goes and sells his car. Until finally it comes out. He refused to tell his family for the longest time, wouldn't tell his daughters. So the fact that we lost a man like that, the fact that, again, the Philadelphia Eagles organization shows why guys like Jeffrey Lurie just get it right. And I did pull a couple videos of Brian that I wanted to put out there. One's before the Super Bowl and one was during the Super Bowl. But the energy that guy brought was something special. And this is, I guess, our little silence moment to pay tribute to Brian and his time in the NFL.
Contestants, turn to the side. They're gonna be hanging out next to the fucking banner in the league. Let's go. now take off. Let's go. Eagles kill. 1, 2, 3. Eagles kill. Let's go. Here we go, boys. This is everything that we work for. Everything we dream of ever since we were children. It's the reason why you came back to this team. Forever. We want to get this without you, dog. Let's go. Whoa. Forever. Number 1. Hold it up. Number 1.
Gone too soon, my friends. Just gone too soon.
Yeah.
ahead.
No, Brian Brahman sounds like a player. Like, I had so many teammates like him, because I think sometimes when you're you went to a big time school, you a high draft pick, you used to being at a certain level limelight wise, might not even be the best player. Sometimes a guy like Brian helps remind you, man, this is why we do this, man. Listen. There are memories in the NFL and there are legacies. When you win it all, man, you a part of a legacy, man. You a part of, man, remember when we gonna sit around and talk about moments and games and players and situations. Man, that's a night, man. Remember when we won it all? Oh, man, everybody sit back. And Brian helped them understand every leader on a team ain't an all pro, ain't a pro bowler, ain't a face. For his teammate to tell him, this is why you came back, man. This is why you on this team. And you see how he just stopped and took it in when he said that? Because sometimes I can feel as though my level of importance or significance to a team is big. It gets solidified when my teammates tell me, what you do is bigger than making tackles. What you do is you are the heart and soul. And for the Lurie family to give him a 7-year extension, to take care of his family, that kind of stuff is that's when the NFL is at its best. That's when it's showing what it's capable of doing. That's when it's opened up his arms saying, man, we're going to take care of you. Brian had a warrior's mentality. When you play a sport, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, UFC, you ain't built to talk about when you hurt. You ain't built to talk about when you suffering. But hopefully Brian's story helps everybody in sports, male or female, regardless. If you hurt, man, you got to reach out to people, because don't deny a friend, an organization, a teammate to stand in the gap for you. We think, well, man, I can't let them know I'm hurting, man. They're going to think something wrong with me. No, something is wrong with you. And I only know because you tell me. Because as a former player, it hurts me more to know that I had a teammate, not that they were hurting, but they didn't think that I would be empathetic to that. It's that part. It's, hey, man, holla at me. Because here's the thing. When you walk away from the game, you ain't the same person no more. Man, I could turn that switch off. That switch I needed to survive and thrive on the field, that's gone. Now I can embrace being a husband, being a father, being a son, being an uncle, being a supporter, being a mentor. What Jalen Hurts and them is saying, I guarantee you when this happened, they say, hey, fellas, if one of y'all around here dealing with something, you might not want to talk about it publicly. Please say something. Because sometimes, man, you didn't drown. Listen, you didn't drown. What they say, you didn't drown, man, because you couldn't swim. You drowned because you didn't tell me you couldn't swim. I could have jumped in and saved you. I didn't know you couldn't swim. So with Brian, man, may he rest in paradise, man. That kind of stuff is so crazy to me, because he ain't just suffering from things we suffer with, like depression, anxiety. No, he's dying from a rare disease. And my grandmother, who died of cancer, we got to it late. We saw it happening, but she kept saying, I'm fine. And by the time we got to it, it was too late. If you are like Brian out there, whether you an athlete or not, man, say something, man. Because we want to do for each other. We will do for each other. And we don't need everybody. We just need some of us. And I just think for Brian, I'm just happy that the Lurie family did do what they do for his family. You see how beautiful his little girl was, man? Sitting there holding that mic, man. And now she'll get to hear about her father through, Saquon and Jalen and all those guys. But then they're going to also get to tell her, look, your daddy was this and your daddy was that. If you ever need anything, you call me. Because when we interrupt ourselves, go out of our way for someone else, Stephen, that's when we really living. It's not calling each other, checking on each other. It's, hey, man, I saw somebody on the side of the road and I pulled over to help him. It was somebody passed out in the back seat. That person would have died. We have to inconvenience ourselves and interrupt our lives for other people. Look, we are truly blessed in this life. I'm trying to tell you, if you don't think you're blessed, I'm going to tell you something my grandma told me. Have you ever had leftovers that you didn't eat, that you threw in the trash? Yeah, that's how blessed you are. You got so much food, you ain't even get to it. We need, and I'm not, listen, this is not blaming nobody. I'm not blaming one person. I'm just saying, now that we know how to do better, let's do that. And Brian, man, listen, we know you looking down on us. We 37 years old is way too young. But the resiliency he showed to keep fighting, even in the end, showed the type of heart he had. But man, I know that his, just like Sean Taylor's daughter, don't have to hear about him through us. People that we've lost in the NFL, Vincent Jackson. The list goes on and on and on. Fellas, we are teammates who know. I was blessed enough to interview a teammate of mine that I played with when I was at Florida. Come to find out, this boy was diagnosed with epilepsy when he was 18 months old. I didn't even know this, Stephen. He's telling me this. I'm like, wait. What? And I told him during the interview, I said, Earl, I apologize to you. He said, what? That I didn't take time to get to know you. What you mean? Like, what makes us compelling is not what we do. It's the story that comes with us. You know what I'm saying? Vince Papale's story makes it, so, I mean, and like I said, Brian, somebody's going to do a movie about you one day, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing it because I believe it was more to Brian Brahman than we actually knew. Gone way too soon. But that's why cancer research is so important. I don't know how much. I don't think we would listen just because we haven't come up with a cure. The Stuart Scotts of the world. You know what I'm saying? You just be at a loss, man. Because when it went across the ticker, it made you feel like you knew it. Like, dang, man, he gone. Like, yeah, man. It makes us think, hey, man, what could we have done more of had we've known about it more? Yeah, we can't make Brian tell us, but we found out about it. Mr. Lurie, man, you one of the best owners in sports, one of the best people. Not just in what you do, in the heart that you have to do it. But hey, man, we hope that his family is taken care of. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Lurie has reached out to his family and told him, hey, man, we probably gonna have a scholarship or something. We probably gonna have an award in his name for the Eagles. His name will definitely live on in Eagles legacy. I mean, in Eagles lore forever. But just we just gone too soon, man. I just think it serves as a cautionary tale for all of us to be able to know we can do more for each other when we are willing to inconvenience ourselves and go out of our way and really get intrusive. Sometimes we gotta, hey man, you good? I heard Ryan Clark say one time, are you okay? Are you all right? Do you need anything? And for men, don't just say yes. And don't say, yes, I'm okay. Yes, I'm all right. I don't need nothing. Say, no, I'm not good. No, I'm not all right. And yes, I need something. And let that conversation, matriculate and see what we can do. But may he rest in paradise. It's heart-wrenching, Stephen, because we found out about it and he was gone so fast. It's like, dang. But like they said, it was a form of cancer, man. And like I said, to Jalen, to JJ, to Mr. Lurie, to the Eagles organization, to Eagles fans that donated to the GoFundMe, may God bless y'all too. And don't stop, man. I'm looking forward to seeing a scholarship fund or some type of award in his name, man. Because
I wouldn't be surprised, like you said. The rumors had come out that Jalen was kind of already starting something. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team honors him this season.
Woo! That's what you talking. You talking about a rallying cry? You talking about a rallying? Oh, he's definitely gonna have a patch on either the helmet or the jerseys this year. You already know the Eagles, a team that don't need no motivation. You just gave them something. Oh, that's gonna be rough on the rest of the league, man. That's gonna be rough.
We'll get into some motivational stuff in my Eagles in a minute, but I did want to talk about one more thing before we got back to get back to the WNBA and the CBA talks. Man, that ring is fly, brother.
Woo! Man,
Listen, I know there were people there was teams hating on it with it's got ugly ass. Man, listen, if you're a bird themed team in the NFL moving forward, that's the design.
That's
the design.
I'm obviously I knew that the award ceremony was coming up because I saw Chauncey talking about it when he was on the pivot. And what stood out the most about that whole ceremony, I'm watching Blanket around turn into a because it come across my algorithm that goes it's high hands that bad boy just spinning. And when the wings came out, I said, whoa, they got wings? Let me tell y'all, listen, to all y'all haters out there, don't get mad because you couldn't come up with the Eagles are saying, look, dude, we got to make sure that everything is memorable. Memorable season, memorable moments, memorable team. We can't just have a ring. Number one, the ring is so freaking big. I mean,
yeah, it is compared to the first ring that they did. It's double in size, but I mean, they did. I think what it was 145 diamonds on it for the 145 points that they scored in the postseason.
Dope.
The
attention to detail is beautiful.
I'm definitely biased, but that probably has to be the best ring design I've seen them come up with.
It's nice. It's not. It's the Eagles, right? The Eagles go, look, man, we flamboyant, we arrogant, we all, we're no, we're not arrogant, we're convinced. We're not arrogant. We're very, very confident, convinced people. Got a little a-hole in us. Just a little, some of us got a lot of it in us. Some of us just don't show it the same. Well, here's the thing. We need a ring that you don't have to say nothing about. So somebody go, let me see that. And they go, what the? Wait a minute. Y'all, they're saying, oh, y'all got wings in it. Guess what the Eagles just did? They just reshaped all championship rings. Whoever, it's probably going to be the Eagles again in 2025. So don't you have to. They just put pressure on. Listen, you know how many Super Bowl champions went today? Tom Brady went to his closet. They got a bunch of them. Like, man, these are cool. But did you see that? Hey, but that's how you do it, though, man. It's a moment. It's something that's supposed to be unique, supposed to be rare, supposed to be once in a lifetime, a one of one. And that's what it is. And I like the fact that Chauncey was there to hug on his teammates, to tell them, hey, I apologize to y'all. I love y'all. Y'all mean the world to me, my family. When he said
they gave a good amount of rings out, guys that were on the team. I thought the interesting. I don't know if you've seen this. Someone was interviewing Deshaun Jackson. He doesn't wear his ring from being on the Rams.
Really?
He will not wear it. He's like, I was on the team. I was a part of the process, but I wasn't there to actually be a part of it. I was traded away. We were, things of that nature. So, he won't wear it.
I mean, I respect it. I respect that. I listen. I play football. I play football.
I heard Gilly got a ring. I'm like, what? Man, stop! You didn't need to give that boy a ring.
Listen. I played football a long time in my life. I won a championship when I was in Pop Warner. I won an SEC championship, Sea Spurs in 2000. Seeing that ring makes me want to take my 2000 ring and say, listen, I want to make it as big as I possibly can. But I want it laced in I want it in all blue and orange. I mean, let me tell y'all something, man. I'm a grown man. I don't need no diamonds. It can look like diamonds. I'm not paying for no orange diamonds. I'm just telling y'all that right now. But
You want orange stones in there. You want blue and
Oh
orange.
yeah. Listen, it shine when you move your fingers. Don't worry about it. It might one of them might pop out if I move my hand too much. But I just appreciate the Eagles are saying, look, dude, we treat everything with the utmost care. We're not gonna just give you a ring. We're gonna take our time. How many diamonds? 145 to show how many points we scored. Why we got we? Because fly, Eagles, fly, baby. You know who's hating this? Emmitt Smith. That's because of you. You talk too much. I'm tired of hearing fly, Eagles, fly. Well, now you got to see it. Because I guarantee you there's somebody either in your immediate circle that love the Eagles, and they was like, hey, man, I went and just bought an Eagles replica Super Bowl ring. Because they going to be selling the replicas now. They going to be selling those.
The replica companies are pissing themselves right now because you're not going to be able to replicate that.
It's crazy. Listen, it's gonna.
And I think that's why they did it that way. So because you got that. I remember there were so many different knockoff ones when the Eagles won the first one. I mean, hell, I got one too. But I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to replicate that. The Eagles wings popping out, the inscription on not just inside the ring, but inside the wings. There's a team quote in there too as well. So. It's a rare one. I couldn't be happier for my Philadelphia Eagles, but I did see something like that, and like I said, I'm going to continue to say any bird themed NFL team moving forward. That's how you do it. The wings have to pop out.
Atlanta, did you
hopefully
hear
in
me say
Penn's lifetime he can see his dirty birds get one too.
Listen, if the Dirty Birds get one, we're gonna have to get a full finger ring, a whole hand. Just hey man, we're gonna have a falcon on there. Just no, listen. Shout out to them Eagles. Shout out to them Birds. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You do it in style. I'm looking. I said, look at AJ Brown, man, at the table jumping around like a little kid. Like, oh my god, it's like because that's it. I mean, Saquon lady looking at Saquon like, you mean to tell me, man, this is what the NFL is really like? Yeah, dude, we got you. Listen, we got you out of the basement. You know what I'm saying? You up here in the penthouse, baby. You know, all you had to do was get in your car and drive down the street because, you know, the Giants are the team that no one really cares about right now in the NFC East. They just in the NFC East. Just saying.
Now, do want to switch gears here because this past weekend was the WNBA's All-Star Game. A lot of people weren't happy about it for different reasons. They all decided to come out and wear this T-shirt, pay us what you owe us. And we talked about it months ago when we heard that the CBA was up and how some of the players were already talking about it. You know, Brittany Griner made the comment, they've been milking our talents for decades. It's time for them to pay up. So was fortunate enough to come across this graph. Now, there has been exponential growth from merchandising to ticket sales to even the team net worth. You go look from last year to this year. The Golden State Valkyries worth $500 million now. The Liberties is $420 now compared to $90 million last season. They were $130. $90 million last season was the Indiana Fever. They're now worth $355 million. The
Jesus, that's a huge jump.
Probably one of the more recognizable teams went from 140 to 290. But as you're seeing, all these teams are going on this uptick. But here's the thing: the way that the league is structured, they give 60% of their profits to the NBA because they're taking, a $40 million hit on them to put the league in business, to make sure that they have everything that they need in that nature. Do I feel there needs to be an adjustment? Yes, I do. But to sit out there and basically, thumb your finger in your owner's face, the upper management's face, I don't think that's probably how I would go about getting what I would want if I'm one of the WNBA athletes. I know that they weren't happy that Caitlin wasn't there for the actual meeting that what they were talking about. Apparently she was hungover. God forbid she enjoys the All-Star weekend, that she wasn't even going to play in the game as it was anyways. But you have grown. exponentially.
Yes,
And
yes.
we're not taking that away from you. You're still in the red. You're not in the black yet. So what you owe us, I don't know if they paid you what you feel you're owed when you look at the league as a whole, I think you would probably be in a worse off situation than what you're being paid right now. I do feel that there's some common ground that can be made. To, all the contracts should be better, but it's going to be nowhere in the galaxy, the universe, the multiverse of what professional NBA players get.
No, it's not
going to be that, but there is a common ground that can be found.
Yes. Let me say this first, ladies. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate how y'all do everything as a unit. I appreciate the fact that you guys are doing everything in more of a unity type way, not uniformity. Unity is when, listen, we all still got our parts. We just making sure all the parts come together for the common good. Uniformity is when everybody look the same, sound the same, talk the same, walk the same. But it's what Steven just said. It's not that a negotiation means that both people walk away from the table feeling good about what they just agreed to. You're not going to get everything you want. Nobody does. If you get every single thing you want, that's not a negotiation. That's a stronghold. Man, I went in there. I bullied them. Here's the thing about the WNBA. You guys are in a good position because you are making more money. You are getting more eyes. You are putting more people in the seats. The popularity of the game is growing. But it's a bottom line business. It's a revenue generating business. And I get the new TV deal is about to drop. I think it's a $200 million TV deal. So that's going to bode extremely well. This is what you guys have to do more of. You can't keep making Caitlin Clark the villain, Angel Reese the hero, and not come together and try to find a way. We keep talking about it. Where the commercial at for Angel and Caitlin and Aja Wilson? How can you guys do a better job of, coming together for y'all best players, most important players? Because if Angel Reese ain't making all-star teams and she the best rebounder, that's weird. If Caitlin Clark ain't making the USA teams, that's weird. You got to get the people that draw the eyes, both in the States and internationally when you're talking about the USA team. I can appreciate the pay us what you owe us. But here's the thing, right? People say in life you do not get what you deserve. You do not get what you work for. You get what you negotiate. That's what you're going to get. When y'all at that table, you can say whatever you want. On the other side of that table is reality. And they're going to say, okay, where we going to get this money from? If y'all want this money, we got to give. Okay, we saw the Fever going from 90 million to 300. So that's so the NBA, which subsidizes the WNBA, gonna want some money. But if I pay to subsidize the league, I want to get my money back for that league. So if you want to renegotiate, maybe the NBA takes 50%. But in order for the NBA to take 50, it's got to look like when they was taking 60. I'm gonna take less to still get the same amount. That's before, because that CBA, that's when they're gonna really have to show unity. Because on the other side of that table, they're gonna say, look, the NBA is saying they've taken losses for so many years. This is the first time they're actually seeing some of a profit, even if they're in the red still. We got to get as far away from that red to start talking real dollars. That's going to come from viewership. That's going to come from eyes. That's going to come from people in the seats. That's going to have to be more than T-shirts in the All-Star game. That's going to have to be more than public service announcements and different things that they do. Y'all are going to have to keep it. The game itself is very, very good. The players are very, very good. The popularity is very, very good.
But I think there's a bunch of things that I think if you do slight tweaking of the rules, I think maybe Shaq said it best, I think, in an interview he did recently. He's like, what's the biggest difference between our game and theirs? What you don't see? You don't see dunking. So why don't we move the rim down a little bit? Not to make it like kid-like or anything, but make it so you're not seeing layups. You're seeing these women that actually be able to get up there and dunk and make it more appeasing to the eye, so to speak. On top, like this, I think there's a bunch of little things they do need to change. Do they have to have a better pay scale for some of the star athletes compared to players coming in on rookie contracts? Yes, they do, because you can see how much the league makes or doesn't make when there's players fined and they're fined like $6,000. Where we're talking about an NBA player getting fined, they're getting fined a couple $100K to millions of dollars. So it's there's things that has to change. I agree with you that marketing needs to be a thing. Why hasn't like T-Mobile or Verizon Wireless going out there and gotten all these girls together and do like a can you hear me now type of thing with different athletes? Aja Wilson, Caitlin, Angel Reese, Sophie Cunningham, some of these other players
you're on.
Because I think it'd be real easy to kind of get them out there to do those type of things, and they'd probably be more than willing to be involved with that. So,
yeah, we're gonna be wild. Listen, we will definitely be wild. And let me say this to everybody that's thinking that people like me and Steven and people that own lookers and watch are we're not rooting against the WNBA. We call strikes, balls. We're not doing that. What we're saying is we want to we listen, we on our platform right here on the Fan in the End talking about how we think you guys got a great product. We think you guys got a lot of momentum. But reality and perception is not the same. Here's the thing, right? I always say this. Perception-wise, I know a 5'5" dude that can dunk. The reality is I know 6'5" people that can. Right? And what I'm saying is you have a good product. The perception is what's going on. The reality is how do we pay you what we owe you? And what you think you deserve compared to what we know you've earned, that's where negotiations come in. Mm-hmm. That's where we sit down and say, well, here's the numbers. It's like this. If we are podcasters, content creators. So when it comes to advertising dollars, it's unlimited. You can make as much advertising dollars as possible. The advertiser's gonna want to know what do they benefit from working with you. Well, if you are the owners in the WNBA, they're saying, if I start paying y'all millions, when we just started halfway making more millions for we got to pay the NBA first. Then we got to see what's left. Then we got to pay y'all. Okay.
That's what me and you were talking about off air. I don't think you should do a long-term CBA. Maybe you do a 1-year deal, a 2-year deal, whatever. Have it so that you can come back to the table in less than a few years and renegotiate to where it looks like something that works for everybody. If any one of the union management for these players, sign a 1-year deal no matter what. No matter what. Because you're going to be growing exponentially over these next few years. Don't lock yourself into something where you can renegotiate where it does make sense, where you are where you are out of the red and into the black. Don't pigeonhole yourself, and don't let what you think you deserve to be what you're actually getting ruin what this momentum that you have. Me and you've talked about it multiple times over the past few months. Don't ruin the momentum. There absolutely cannot be a player strike for the WNBA. Cannot. That would kill whatever you're doing, and that would kill some of the other things that are going on that would affect other sports as well. Because because I'm going to pivot here real quick in a second. What were me and you talking about last week? Oh, Major League Baseball is getting ready to do a women's baseball league, and we got a star from the Little League here in Philadelphia that's going to be involved in that. Miss Monet Davis is gonna be getting ready to kind of do the tryout with that, and being able to showcase her talents. I can't wait. if the WNBA goes on strike and there's no games next year or they can't get to an agreement in a timely like matter, it's going to affect what Major League Baseball is going to be willing to do for the women baseball players. So there's definitely something that we should all kind of be paying attention to here with this, because you can't tell me if the WNBA players go on strike that the potential Major League women's baseball teams would be kind of saying like, hey, do we know what we're getting ourselves into with this right now? I'm not sitting there saying take it, like let these owners and people who are funding this to kind of take advantage of these athletes. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like Ben was sitting there saying, if I'm funding this and this is the first real year that we're actually getting some type of return into it, when I've been funding this for well over 10 years, I need to get back everything I've lost during that period of time.
Yes. So, and like I said, these are complicated matters. If people say, hey man, men don't support women in the WNBA. The NBA subsidizes the WNBA. Right? We just talked about Monet Ikea Davis. Her middle name is Ikea. That is
if she becomes the face of that league, she's already got a sponsorship laid right into it.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Key's gonna jump all over her.
I mean, I just make sure listen, we are rooting the ladies on, man. We are cheering for them in so many ways. And we know, just like I was talking earlier about the current NFL players or the NFL player reps got to make sure they vote the right leader in place, not just for the present, but for the past and the coming future. If you are the WNBA players, they got to get this right. It's more than just what happens on the court. We have to get better at sitting at these negotiating tables and not, listen, put feelings to the side, put emotions to the side, put pride and ego to the side, put on our negotiation caps, and let's make it happen. Negotiations do not mean you're going to get everything you want. It means we're going to get things that benefits both us now and in the future. Because paying us what you owe us, that's talking about the current players. What about people like Cheryl Swoops and those people that have come before y'all?
That
what about
pays for pennies?
Exactly. So y'all on chartered planes now and better hotel accommodation. Things are changing. And nothing just happens overnight. But if y'all can decide in the WNBA All-Star game to where pay us what you owe us, negotiate what you worth. Because if I negotiate what I worth, it don't matter. That takes away what I think I am. Listen, I am blessed to be a speaker. I get to go around and speak. People always ask, man, what's your fee? What's your fee? What's your fee? What's your fee? When I was younger, I didn't understand what that meant. But over time, I give them a fee. Well, and that's whether they agree to it or not. Because they're not just paying for me to come speak. They're paying for everything I did to put myself in this position to be here. And what now? If they say no, that's where the negotiation starts. Negotiation starts at no. That's where it starts at. We're not doing that. Okay, well, let's talk about what you will do. And all I'm saying is, if we ain't good, if all we know how to do is run up and down the court, shoot some nice threes, cross people up, and make some nice highlights for Sports Center, and we can't negotiate, they got y'all where they want y'all. Because the one thing they know, all the checks in the WNBA ain't the same, just like all the checks in the NBA and MLB ain't the same. A lot of times when you're at negotiating tables, you are talking for the people who aren't stars, who aren't superstars. They just are players in the WNBA. Be thinking about them, because everybody ain't got no shoe deal. Everybody ain't got endorsement deals. Most of those women have to go overseas just to support their families to make any type of money, and they right back in the WNBA season. So make sure you think about the last player on the roster, not the face on that roster or the face of the WNBA. We'll see what happens, because like I say, once again, we will be watching.
We will be watching, and I just said it'd be absolutely terrible and detrimental to what they're trying to do if they walk out. I'm going to repeat it again. If I'm players union member, 1-year deal. We're only signing a 1-year deal. Whatever it happens to be, whatever we get, whatever we negotiate, we'll be back again doing this next year as we continue to grow, as our brands continue to grow, as we continue to grow the WNBA. And again, we've talked about it in prior shows. You're getting 3 new teams over the next 5 years in major cities. So I think it's going to be it's an interesting thing, and again, hopefully egos don't get in the way with things, pride doesn't get in the way with things. They go in there with level-minded thoughts. And we see what's what, and we know people aren't level-minded in speaking of unlevel-minded people, we're going to have to get into some more bull hockey with as I referred to him before we got on the air, it's Cam the Fish Newton, because he flip flops more than anyone there. As the comments that came out, it's more Jalen Hurts hate. It's hard to rank Jalen Hurts when he's throwing at AJ and Devontae. I'm going to play 2 different videos. One was his podcast immediately after the Super Bowl, and one was from this little clip here, and we got some things to kind of break down and talk about it. I got a couple screenshots from a couple former players in the NFC East. Both were wide receivers in the NFC East that had their own little takes on it. I'm gonna start off with the post Super Bowl comments.
Times that he's played Patrick Mahomes, he's outplayed him every single time.
People about to start researching that now.
No, for real. I'm a real and I'm not too good to say that I up and I made a mistake.
Talk to me. How did you fuck up, bro?
I said something that say like, yo, how would the Philadelphia Eagles or Jalen Hurts fare if he was in the AFC? And boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Because every time he plays an AFC opponent, I think their record is like 14-1. Like, they strong.
He touching them up.
You feel me? The thing that sticks out to me about Jalen Hurts is just because he has not shown, that doesn't mean that he cannot show. So does this put him in elite status? I think so. I think so. You know what I'm saying? And I've been extremely analytical about who Jalen Hurts is. Calling him a game manager, calling him, a person is he top 10?
And he's so consistent.
And the way he plays is not what we're used to seeing.
Right.
Those things don't show up in the stat line. Jalen Hurts ran one of the things when I did catch the game, he had a play when they was obviously up big, and he rushed for 17 yards. Well, that's a 17-yard scramble. But the timing of it was just like, that's a backbreaker.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And there's so many times that it's like, yo, man, we gotta stop this.
Yeah.
I played the game that way. It's not conventional to analyze a quarterback when we're used to seeing the Bradys, when we're used to seeing the Josh Allens, when we're used to seeing the Patrick Mahomes, the Peyton Mannings, the Aaron Rodgers, and those guys, how they can carve up a defense by their mind or their arm.
Yeah.
But with Jalen Hurts, he presents a whole different element that you have to start really judging and saying like, yo, it doesn't matter how he's doing it, he's getting it done.
Yeah.
So yes, he's thrusted himself into elite status because no matter what the circumstance is, in the famous words of Coach Belichick, you win the game how the game needs to be won. And I know everybody's going to get mad at this. Cam hating on Jalen Hurts. It's hard for me to grade Jalen Hurts with the talent that he has around him. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. But if we're talking about what they bring to the table holistically, it's hard to judge what Jalen Hurts can do when you're throwing to a guy like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. When you have tight end skill set, you have a dominant defense, the best running back in the game. Download Madden and see how many stars is on the offensive side of Philly. Like you got King Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, those guys, that's cool. But when you're comparing, Lamar Jackson still shows you why he's an elite player. Josh Allen has to play elite in order for them to play. Lamar Jackson has to play at a high level for the Baltimore Ravens, even though that they have a dominant defense. Patrick Mahomes, he got a lot of talent. But boy, oh boy, you can't put no John Doe in Patrick Mahomes and think that they still gonna win the way they win it. I understand that. Jalen Hurts does not have to play elite for the Philadelphia Eagles to win. He has to play good, but he doesn't have to play elite. We're not asking you to win the game. We're just asking you not to lose it. When you ask that question, are we winning because of you, solely because of you, or is it the resources around you? So game changer, game manager, those are the things that you have to ask yourself. And those are the metrics that I'm going off of. It's like, bro, even when the tush push, you got 5 people pushing you, bro. You got a solid group around you, dog. And the man who Jalen Hurts is, bro, I respect him. I take my hat off to him. But just because he's a great guy, that don't mean I can't critique his game.
Freaking idiot. That's all I'm going to say. He's a freaking idiot. All right, so when he was doing that little breakdown right there, right? He was talking about one of them was he's talking about the things that Lamar has to the thing that Jalen has. So I'm going to pull up this little graphic here, right? When the ball's thrown more than 30 times, where's Lamar on that list? Oh, he's way down there. He's barely above 50%. These comparisons these people are doing is just so foolhardy. I can't even begin to digest this, right? Mm-hmm. So then you have some of the comments. Obviously we already know that Ryan Clark has absolutely obliterated him over this, right? So I told you we had a few things to kind of go over when it came to this, right? First off, let's go with T.O. coming at Mr. Cam Newton about this. You know, they said you wouldn't be you would be judging him if he had all that and wasn't playing well. This is a Skip Bayless type of statement with dreads. Don't be mad at Jalen because he's making great decisions. Maybe had you made the decision to jump on the ball, just maybe y'all wouldn't be saying anything to going viral. This isn't it. And he added Cam Newton to that one. Now that was one. Now, from the unexpected defender is Dez Bryant, who is becoming more and more of a sound football guy than just a guy that was a lifelong Cowboy. I think Jalen is a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. I believe the National Football League is looking for the Jalen Hurts types. Jalen has mastered how you operate the talent around him. Saquon became the best running back in the league. Not only because of the offensive line, because of Jalen Hurts. His dual threat ability. AJ Devontae gets one-on-one coverage due to Jalen Hurts because of his dual threat. Number one skill set for a quarterback is their mind to operate and ask of him, and he's doing that at a high level. I'll go as far as to say he's doing it at an elite level. To sit there and make these silly statements. Right, we're finding reasons to tear down Jalen Hurts for this. We're finding reasons to tear him down for that. I want to do a little comp, and I already told Ben I'd pull this up. Two Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Joe Montana and Troy Aikman. Obviously, Joe was in the more pass-heavy offense. So when you look at it, that was Troy. I'm sorry. Let's pull up Joe. It's almost identical. So like you got like it's, and he does have the better numbers to Troy Aikman, but Troy Aikman, I think he only threw once in his career for like 3,400 yards was probably his best season, and that was 95. That was the year that Switzer took over, and they weren't running the ball as much. And I don't like to compare him to those guys just because of the simple fact that it was a different game. It was played differently, both offensively and defensively. So one more graph I want to go over, which is quarterback efficiency, right? You're going to see something very obviously from the start. There's 3 players at the top of that list. Hurts, Mahomes, Burrow. Then there's a large gap between them and the rest of the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about here? Are we? I got to ask you at this point in time: is Cam just doing this for likes? Because he's flip flopping. He's going. We just watched the video of him sitting there saying that he is an elite quarterback, and then now we're sitting here 3 months later, and he's not even a top 10 quarterback. Like we can't just keep doing this. And I'm almost sick of bringing this up anymore because we've talked about this ad nauseum this offseason with this quote unquote analysis and this analysis and this expert. Listen, if you're somebody on one of these networks or you're running one of the a podcast or whatever, and you don't have him in the top 10, turn it off. Stop talking. It's beyond ridiculous anymore. Hate, whatever you want to do. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you all to stop it because guess what? Y'all giving Jalen all the motivation in the world he needs, and I want that. I want to see Jalen upset, pissed off, irritated that he's not getting the respect that he deserves, regardless if you ever give it to him or not. You're eventually going to you are now creating reasons and why he is an elite when there's so many things he does elite. Is he the best pocket quarterback? No, he doesn't have to be, but he's better than good. Is he the best deep ball thrower in the league? No. He's still in my opinion in the top 3 to 5 guys who do throw it deep. He doesn't turn the ball over at a high level where a lot of guys who throw the ball around does. He does so many things well, and I think the other thing is what Des was getting to is he manages the game in a way where he knows where he has to do things. If they're in a wrong set of wrong play, he audibles out. And 9 times out of 10, when he audibles out, it's either a first down or they're putting the ball in the end zone, regardless if it's pass or run. That is something that any head coach on any team would love to have in their quarterback, to where he gets to the line and be like, you know what, this ain't it. We got to take a loss here. And audibles out, and it's not just a positive play, but putting points on the board, getting first downs, things of that nature. That's what any coach or team that is looking for a franchise quarterback dreams of, and Jalen does that on a high level, almost super consistently. Yeah, he's not throwing for 300, 400 yards a game. If you're throwing for that high yards a game, which means probably one thing, you're probably losing those games. Stop it with this stuff, man. Go ahead, man.
No, I think that's a great graphic that you put up. You got Hall of Famers. I give you a better one. Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning got drafted in 1998. He won his first playoff game in 2004. That's 7 years into his career. That's his first playoff game in 2004. Cam said something that he tried to breeze past. Cam said, man, he plays a lot like I did. No, and he tried to, no. He is you extended. See, what Cam doesn't, Cam said, yeah, I know that Lamar Jackson got Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, the tight end that dropped the pass in the playoff, he has the most receiving touchdowns in Ravens history. Isaiah Likely is one of the best backup tight ends. Derrick Henry rushed for 1,921 yards in 2024. He almost did 2,000 like Saquon. Zay Jones and Bateman and all those guys, they ain't slouches. Here's the thing. What's harder to do? Get a bunch of superstars to jail or be a superstar on a bunch of teams? It's harder to do what Jalen is doing. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, no. Dude, that guy back there at quarterback, he makes it all go. That guy back there at running back, he got to be on this Super Bowl champion team. This is Jalen's second Super Bowl. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes twice. And what I'm saying about Jalen is, I like what Dan said. Man, it's because of his mind. It's how he plays, not that he plays. We so used to watching Joe Burrow. Oh, so you telling me T. Higgins and Jamar Chase ain't elite? Oh, okay, got it. You trying to tell me with a guy, with other guys around him. Cam Newton is saying crazy stuff because Cam Newton know his time is over. You're gonna tell me that the Super Bowl MVP at quarterback is not in the top 10, and Justin Herbert is, and Matthew and Baker Mayfield is, Jaden Daniels is, CJ Stroud is. Man, stop this. See, I'm gonna tell you what this is really about with Jalen. Sometimes it's what we first saw you at. Jalen didn't get drafted in the first round. He was a late second round pick. He got drafted by Philly, and he had to grow on the Philadelphia Eagles fan. He had to grow on them. But they realized real quick, this dude is good. Because Jalen is efficient. He's a gamer. And the guy is built for it. You don't think he is? Wasn't he a 5-star? Didn't he go to Alabama out of high school? Didn't he play for Nick Saban? Didn't he not make waves when Tua got thrust in the second half of the national championship? Tua made a throw to Devonta Smith. That's how they won it. This is the same Tua and Jalen that the next year, Tua was lighting it up, throwing the football. They go to the SEC championship game, and Tua's stinking up the joint, and they bench Tua for Jalen. Jalen comes in against Georgia, the same team that Jalen got benched for in the national, and helped win the SEC championship game. All I'm saying is this. When I think about Jalen, 4 names come to mind. Bryce Young, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen. Who's the best out of those 4? That's Jalen. And you know why that's significant? At one time at Alabama, the quarterback room was Jalen, Tua, Mac, and Bryce. They was in the same quarterback room. That's how they came consecutively. Bryce won the Heisman #1 overall pick. Mac Jones had a really, really good rookie season in New England. A first-round pick. And obviously, Tua. Here's the thing. None of those guys are on the level as Jalen. None of them. And I think for Cam Newton, what Cam don't want to say is this. You right, Terrell. If he jumps on that ball, who knows how his legacy looks? Jalen is going to obliterate your records. Jalen already has 55 touchdowns. He's 26 years old. And when you say things like, the tush push, I got 5 guys pushing, he don't got 5 guys pushing him. No, that is not true. He has something that nobody can stop. And they don't even do it as much as the team that tried to ban it. Sean McDermott and the Bills, they tried to ban it. They do it more. They try to do the tush push. Let me tell you something, Cam. Sometimes we just don't want to give people their flowers. Sometimes we didn't just see a player like him doing what he's doing. But here's the thing. He's never not done it. Did he do it at Alabama? Yep, he was 26-2, and he got benched for Tua because they wanted to go to the air raid. You know that guy in the same division named CD? He used to throw to him at Oklahoma. You know what he was in college before he left? He was a Heisman Trophy runner-up. You know what he was in 2022? He was second in the MVP voting. What are we talking about? This isn't real. Cam, man, you too smart for this, man. You don't listen. You got a great platform and what you're doing. You don't got to do the sensationalized stuff. Jalen Hurts is on a Hall of Fame trajectory right now. Yes, he is. Jalen Hurts gonna have a statue if he ain't already got it outside of the link. You and Jalen Hurts ain't invited to the same circles. They said, we only want Super Bowl champions and MVPs. You on the outside. You said I wouldn't trade my regular season MVP for a Super Bowl MVP. I'm going to keep saying this, Cam. I'm not going to call you a liar. I'm just going to say you ain't telling the truth. This is one of your worst takes ever. You know why? If the Super Bowl MVP who started the season, went through injury, battled back, outplayed Patrick Mahomes, shut down the dynasty of the Kansas City Chiefs, and is on a dynasty chase of their own, ain't a top 10 quarterback. Nobody is. Lamar ain't never been to the AFC Championship game. Joe Burrow been to the Super Bowl with the worst offensive line in football. Josh Allen cannot beat Kansas City when it matters. And Jalen Hurts done beat them all. He done beat them all. So my thing is, he couldn't do this in the AFC. No, the AFC can't beat him. Josh Allen done it. Lamar Jackson done it. Kansas City, if Kansas City loses both times, who you think the MVP is? Oh, Jalen would have been the MVP in the first one. without Saquon. So you telling me the best running back in football got taken away and it didn't matter in the Super Bowl? Why? What? Oh, that's because they got Jalen. And all I'm trying to say is when people say it don't look like this, it don't look like that. It don't look like what? Efficiency? Not taking care of the football? You ask anybody on that team, you can ask Jalen Carter. You can listen. You can ask N'Kobe Dean. You can ask Nolan Smith. Listen, you can ask Blankenship. You can ask. You can ask Quinyon Mitchell, Lane Johnson. Listen, we love Saquon. We love AJ. We love Devonta. We love the Dallas. We love all those guys. You think Kenny Pickett could have done that? All I'm telling y'all is, it's so easy to try to disqualify the one that you didn't think was going to do what he did. Here's the thing. Jalen is doing what he's doing, and he's only getting better. Remember when we didn't think Jalen could throw the football? Ask CeeDee Lamb what happened when he went to Oklahoma. Ask Lincoln Riley. Oh, that's another thing. Who's the best quarterback Lincoln Riley ever coached? Is it Baker Mayfield? Is it Kyler Murray? Is it Bryce Young? Or is it Jalen? Think about that. All these first overall picks and Heisman Trophy winners all looking up at Jalen. Because Jalen keep telling y'all regular season accolade players, y'all could be at the ESPYs. I'm sorry, y'all could be at the football honors. I'm getting ready for the Super Duper. Because the best take has been Fred Warner, the best linebacker in football. Jalen Hurts, he's the guy you want on your team. He's not a guy you want to play against. That's the best linebacker in football. On the top 100, Fred Warner either going to be in the top 10 or the top 15. Who you going to listen to? A quarterback that no longer can play anymore, that hopes to get into the Hall of Fame because every time his numbers get pushed down because of guys like Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, or Lamar Jackson, they're going to obliterate your rushing numbers. You regular season MVP. Lamar Jackson already been a 2-time regular season MVP. Josh Allen, regular season MVP. Or you going to listen to a current player who's one of the best players at the position, just signed a contract extension this offseason with the 49ers. Cam, I love you. I respect you. But everything you think, you don't need to say. That was one of the dumbest takes you're ever going to hear.
He's officially he's Can the Fish Newton because he flip flops so much, man.
I'm just saying, man. Cam, listen. Over here on the Fan in the End, we are equal opportunists when it comes to dumb statements. Whether your name is Cam Newton, Chase Daniels, we coming at you. Chris Sims, nobody's off limits over here. If it's a dumb statement, it was dumb. If Jalen Hurts is not top 10, then nobody is, because what his team needs him to be, he is the greatest at it. And you know how many teams would love to have a Jalen Hurts? A bunch of them. Because here's the thing.
At least 30 of them.
Caleb Williams come out and say he want to be the first Chicago Bear to pass for 4,000 yards. Who cares? Who cares if it ain't helping you win? Jalen does. You said it. Bill Belichick said, you play according to what the game needs you to do to win. Whatever the game needs you to do to win. That's how Jalen plays. If I need to throw it, I'll throw it. If I got to hand it off, I hand it off. If I got to improvise, I improvise. But I'm not going to throw it. I'm not going to throw it to the other team. I'm not going to turn it over. And guess what? Now he's on this series called America's Team. Not the Cowboys, what the NFL does, because he's a Super Bowl champ. When they going to have the Panthers on there? Oh, that's right. That's right. Y'all didn't win. 15-1 don't mean nothing if you can't finish the job. The Eagles are in charge of 2 dynasty killers. The Patriots, now Kansas City. So if he go on and win back-to-back, what you going to say then? I'm just saying, Cam, you better than this. And you know you was hating when every other take you said, I ain't hating. You hating. Bad. And listen, what, I don't know the lady who had the song. The song is called It's Written All Over Your Face. You don't have to say a word. Because guess what Jalen is doing? Jalen got 2 NFC championship games. You got 1. And he just added a 3rd. He got 4 rings. He got a wedding ring, 2 NFC championship rings, not a Super Duper Bowl. And Jalen said, if you want to touch it, Just holler at him, man. He lives in Philly. I'm just saying.
And gonna have to leave a few of these off for next week, unfortunately, because we were just going on it. But I do want to bring this one up. Is that Nick Foles is been inducted into Arizona's Hall of Fame. So we got to show Nick some love. Obviously, you know, we were talking about this off air. Just he's one of these guys, man. It just didn't work out for him as he wanted to in the NFL, as far as, you know, being able to stay with a program and a team that would help him play the best of his abilities. But hey, you know, he arguably has to be the best backup quarterback in recent NFL history. Big shout out to Arizona for making sure he's on that their Hall of Fame, and you know, Nick keeps doing his thing, my friend. That's a good thing to see. He's getting his flowers, at least from his alma mater.
Listen, as he should. Listen, when you, I think I want to say he threw for like 7 touchdowns in a game one time.
Against the Raiders.
Had an epic playoff run. Listen, Carson Wentz gets hurt. People think that's it, and he went on an epic playoff run. He has a statue, and once again, Cam, he has a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. Now he gets to be in Arizona's, you know, Hall of Fame. Why not? They brag about this man every day, as they should. What I'm telling you, Super Bowl MVPs, just like regular season MVPs, are forever. One is an individual achievement. The other one is I was the best player in the biggest game on you know, for everybody watching. All I'm saying is, Nick, congratulations. There will be no Jalen Hurts slander in our presence. I'm just telling y'all, and we got to do this every week. We're going to do it. And it don't matter who you are. And it ain't personal. You just said something stupid, dumb, idiotic, crazy, asinine, asinine, dumb. Listen, dumb as hell. It just is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure you get called out for it. And Cam, since you are the fish and you do flip-flop again. Come back, listen, come back and say, let's redo this list. Because sometimes, like a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, you don't get a do-over, you get a do better. Let's do better. Because you know you ain't wrong, you dead wrong. Jalen Hurts, listen, why say what you said the first time when you gonna come back and say what you said the second time? Stop it. But
his own tape proves them wrong. It's just one of these things, man. I hate that we have to keep rehashing this and re-going over this. This person did this list. Like it's getting nauseating for me at this point in time. But unfortunately, it's something we have to go over as we're down to the last minute and a half here. Ben, final words, my friend.
Man, it's always a pleasure being on with you, Steven. Keep on doing what you're doing for Mom Dukes. Keep on being the son you are, you know, the man you are, the provider that you are. I think here on the Fan in the End, I get being a former player. Sometimes, man, we don't get a chance to work with people like yourself. But, man, I have fun on here. Oh, and for everybody that got something to say on social media about my takes, just keep watching. Y'all got a lot to say, right? But here's the thing. You might not like what I'm saying, but check why I'm saying it, because I'm going to keep saying it. And now that I know y'all listen, oh, my God. I'm talking trash even more. And yes, I'm a Falcons. So people say, oh, Ben, you a Falcons fan. Hey, all y'all ain't fans of winning teams. So I'm going to check some of y'all profiles. I'm just saying. But, hey, man, it's another great one in the books, so it's always fun.
Yeah, another good one in the books. As I had let y'all know at the beginning of the show, you know, since it looks like we have some more people watching us, make sure you're locked in next week. The invincible Mr. Vinny Papali is going to be joining us. So other than that, make sure you guys are locked in. Catch you guys on the next week. Peace out, my friends.